a marriage proposal to a longtime partner, then you know how important it is to find a way to make what you're pitching attractive and obvious to who you're pitching to. We do this by asking, listening, and observing. And we take what we pick up, make on-the-fly adjustments, and tweak what it is we're saying. Since our early ancestors started trading with each other millennia ago, this is how we've interacted and transacted. I have something I want you to do, example, exchange this for that, and the best way for me to do that is to individually assess what's in it for you and make it obvious why you'd be nuts to pass up my offer. You could rightfully say that this is quite literally baked into our DNA. Yet online and in the world of mass media, a different approach is required. A billboard designer can't tailor their message for each passing car, so a one-size-fits-all message is created. It's the job of a great copywriter to think, how do I make what I have to say as appealing as possible for the sort of people we want as customers? And to then turn whatever they come up with into a message or offer. The earliest forms of advertising took the form of letters. These pioneering sales letters had a lot of yous in them, and they were written as if you were being spoken to individually by someone who knew you. Obviously, these letters, the majority of which were found in periodicals or newspapers, weren't written to you personally, but what mattered was that they felt like they were. That's why they were, and often still are, so effective. But you can't fit a full letter in Times Square. Furthermore, letters aren't that catchy. They're information-dense, and they don't lend themselves to pulling in someone from whatever it is they were doing to focus and read. So, in a shorter form, punchier advertising had to be figured out and dialed in. But with fewer words available, the job of the copywriter and the illustrator became even more critical. Interest had to be piqued, and people had to be convinced, all within a message that took up significantly less real estate than a long-form sales letter. Without the benefit of being reactive and adaptive, the message had to be tailored differently to each individual as well. For the last 100 or so years, this is how advertising has worked. Mass media marketing, billboards, radio jingles, television adverts, and the like, have become the de facto way for brands to introduce themselves to us, and for brands to pitch us on what they have to offer. You likely became familiar with a brand like Coca-Cola because it was everywhere. Literally. You'd hear about it in your car, you'd see their vending machines, and a new ad involving cute polar bears would show up every Christmas. The world of mass media marketing has also been paired with the rise of department stores. Your great-great-grandfather would have ordered his clothing from a tailor, while your great-great-grandmother would have turned to a dressmaker. They weren't buying from brands. They were buying something custom and made to measure from their local clothes maker. But then, something changed. Enter the likes of Sears, Roebuck and Company, and suddenly, clothes, along with everything else, including houses, were sold from a catalog or in-store. People would browse, look around, and compare. Brands emerged and began to seriously pitch themselves against their competition. No longer did a customer just pop into their local tailor and get measured for a suit jacket. Rather, they'd find their next jacket by flipping through a Sears catalog. The rise of ready-to-wear fashion coincided with the rise of packaged advertising. For most of us, this is the world we grew up with. We drive to the mall, browse through shops, and buy. Whatever brands did the best job at getting their broadcast message in front of us would probably get our business. But we rarely interacted with the brands directly. We'd buy from a shop like Macy's, who would be reselling the pair of Levi's jeans we wanted. This was a messy, noisy, one-size-fits-all method of getting customers. Now, the internet has totally turned the whole model on its head, leading to a lot of empty, dying shopping malls and small American and English downtowns. Introducing This is Personal. I'd like to introduce you to a framework for individually